When's the last time you guys all got together? Like, you guys must have done like a convention reunion or something, right?
About a half hour ago.
We did a reunion show and we called it Orlando. This was last year.
And what was I mean, did you guys, I know one of you was talking before, like, it went to Westwood when the movie came out. Talk about that experience watching it like this with a whole bunch of fans.
I remember my father was so excited. I'm from Missouri. My dad was pretty excited. His daughter was going to be on the big screen, so he rented a limo, and Grandma Pat was with us and everything. And went to the theater. It was packed. And we were all like, wow, this is amazing. And then threw a party at Fat Twin. I was talking about that. I threw a party at my in-laws' house. Yeah.
Wow.
And everyone joined us.
I wasn't invited.
Yeah, you were there. I had pictures.
Wow, was I?
Yeah.
I wasn't there.
He was already on a party trip, I think. So, yeah, it was, we were all amazed. We would kind of scatter around to other theaters, too, and check it out. It was like Full House, and everyone was enjoying the movie and laughing and getting scared, and we were just like, you know, we were little kids, practically, right? It was pretty awesome. So.
I wasn't there. I was shooting a movie someplace else.
Oh.
This is my actually this is no. I was bummed. I missed out on a lot of the after of the film, all the fun stuff. So this is actually the first time I've actually seen the film on 35 millimeter print in an audience. So. You got any more questions for us?
Well, let's go over here to Ken and Ron, because you guys actually survived Dream Warriors. Spoiler, you don't last long. But talk about that, I mean, it's very rare that, I mean, these guys come back too, but I mean, besides Robert, I mean, not too many return characters. What's your name?
Being the first black ex-Brown Hall. I got to kill my black ass. This is that shit.
I don't know. I don't want to be controversial.
But I feel like maybe Ken and my parts might have been expanded a little bit if a certain actress had returned from play. No idea. Rodney's ass was in love and she didn't come back.
What's funny about this movie is that you guys are in a mental institution. You battle a supernatural dream monster, and now you're okay. You guys just go to high school and nothing.
Those are 80s.
You guys want the more, what's the hell? Who hasn't seen the movie? Anyone?
Oh, wow.
I think you're the only one in the series that actually gets the nightmare scene in class, right?
Yeah, I think so. I shared it with Lisa, and it's my first on-screen kiss. Definitely the black guy.
And And Brooke, also without spoilers, you have probably the best makeup. Crazy ass, that was pretty much yours, right?
He was so great. I would go to the studio and get my own back, made. I was really young and really shy. I remember I got this elbows cracked and stuff. So they had body mold. So I was like, how did it make it? And I was like, there's like 5 or 7 dudes around me that stuff it. So whatever it was, they stuck something. And I was like, okay, so you have to train and you guys will come out and then throw stuff on me. So that's why I'm sorry for you. So that's what happened. So they all turn around and I'm like, okay, where did they go? And there we go. So that was kind of interesting. And I remember seeing a roach put a roach motel literally in the alley to catch roaches to study them to see how they work. Yeah. But he was great. How they moved. Yeah.
And now, I don't know, something happened in Jersey, right? It got changed over the last minute.
A lot of things changed. Things, I think we shot that film during the writer's strike that year, and so there was we went in with like 2/3 of the script, and then Rennie sort of freewheeling his way through it a lot of it. I mean, the effects were definitely set, but then the context of why things were happening was sort of shifting. And there was a very elaborate scene of me having facing Freddie down in this crazy hallway, and then that turned into. I'm still pretty proud of the scene I was in because I carried the whole thing. Freddie didn't even. It's a bummer that Freddie didn't show up, but I managed to hold it down for both of us. I spent a great deal of my childhood having fake fights with imaginary Burt Reynolds. So that's all they meant.
Just like Dennis Hopper with my grandmother Hopper.
Just exactly on that.
I don't know, Lisa, probably my favorite scene is because I love the shit out of Dramarama, anything. You learn the power of that song teaches you how to use nunchucks. Talk about training with nunchucks, because you pick up really fast and move. I assume wasn't that easy, really?
They sent me to an karate school for a day.
And the hospital for 2 days.
And lots of Advil. And to learn how to work those nuts. And believe me, you can hit yourself in the head with those really easily. So, but I had some amazing stunt doubles, of course, and I know through the years people saying, who the hell is that shot done? It's a terrible wig. Who's doing that other thing?
That was actually her.
We're in the bad wig. But,
that's the matted blood.
Justification that she goes to the hospital. And also in the church scene and all of that karate work too, I actually did do the cartwheel, like to start the running, and did the cartwheel, and then I had to do your body double. But we had an Olympiad. They were active body doubles for Alex. So who knows? Look good.
Well, me is maybe right. Those of you that did talk about working with Robert, because obviously it's very rare that usually they just kind of replace the guy that really movie, Jason, Michael, all those other guys. Freddie, it's always Robert. He really committed to this. This is his workload. By now, he kind of, I'm sure, maybe getting a little bit tired, but just talk about working with him, if he does it. No.
I love Robert.
Yeah.
Robert is one of the really most intelligent, the greatest dinner companion you'll ever have in your life. It's really ironic that he became so iconic in a role like Freddy Krueger because he's a classically trained Shakespearean actor, like one of the most well-read people I've ever met in my life, one of the most world-traveled people I've ever met in my life, and he's just,
interesting how I describe it. He used to, when we were shooting, he would pull into himself and everything else into the dressing room, and I was primary. I had just graduated from high school for the arts, right? And
So I was way in the theater, and I wanted to go to WADA, so he would sit down and talk to me about Macbeth, and talk to me about all these great plays that how to break down a character and what it's about. So I was doing a horror movie, but I felt like I was just getting a gift on acting and just how he throws themselves into it. You know what's that?
And I also feel like by the time that we did part 4, I don't think he was getting burned out on it. I think he was really feeling it. And I think he was really at sort of the peak of his creative powers in that role and really having fun with it. And I just feel really lucky to be able to work with him in that period before it got stale. You know? It never got stale, sorry. He was really excited to answer your question. Very enthusiastic.
Rob, he's always called it number 4, the MTV of the Nightmare series. The music and the humor and the terror, and it was actually a film you could actually take a date to, and she might even go on a second date with you and enjoy the film. It wasn't so gruesome, you know, it was fun.
All right, you got it. So I see that way in the back. He's so excited. Yes, sir. Way in the back, you. Both hands up.
I'll take a picture.
Excellent question. Yes.
This one.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't see.
Yeah, I'm a lady.
Oh, okay, fine.
I just wanted to say one of my favorite parts of this movie is the scene with Ricky doing his kung fu to Drama To me, it's my favorite Nightmare on Elm Street movie just because it's so much fun, but that's also my favorite part of the movie. So thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
It's pretty, that's pretty cool to be associated with that song. I feel like we're, myself as an actor, Drama Rob are brothers in one room.
Really great teacher.
Oh, special little tricks, little things.
I have one. I remember when I was moving, I was in the cockroach costume thing. They kept trying to get like my sounds right, so like they go, let me bug sounds. And they're like, okay, well make funny sounds. And I said, can you combine them? And they use like whatever I do. So when I'm like drawing, right, you know, at the end of the little sequence, if you listen carefully, you'll hear my weird sounds, or like bug human, whatever that is.
I got one. In when I think when you walk into the classroom and then you pass out, there's a scene where I'm talking about I ad-lib something about Tuesday, because she's not here, and in my mind I don't remember. Tuesday comes in and passes out, and Kristen. It's hard to say because there's two Kristens. So I'm ad-libbing a line about Kafka to go into sort of give a little resonance with Hook's death and the cockroach thing, trying to act intellectual little jerk that I was.
So after I died, and the two guys, and they were moving me out on the journey of turn, and my body existed. And I remember I asked Randy, why is the body so small? He said, I thought that was the perfect height for you. But I'm really much taller than that. She's a baby! Baby died!
Well, I really like big hair color, big hair color. Yeah.
Who's got the best Rennie Harlan story?
Tuesday night.
I was just looking at that NRA hat he kept wearing.
Remember, how I invited us over to his house? Yeah, he was really cool. Yeah, and when we got together,
Another place I would never get involved.
when we got together, we were already, very much.
Yeah, he wanted everyone to be friends, and he like kind of put the room together, but I all never
No, I wasn't right.
Yeah, I was.
Were you going to say something?
I need his mother's
Someone was going to say that Alice show up in Brian Helgeland's scripts a lot. Julia Roberts plays a character named Alice in Conspiracy Theory, and there's Alice in this. So maybe Helgeland has a little bit of an Alice fixation.
Hi. I would like to know if you guys, any of you met Wes Craven, and what was he like?
Nope.
He never came
It's related to it.
I met Wes Craven.
I met with me. You're not supposed to talk about porn. Everybody asked us about when. We wouldn't even feel long to know who it was. We was like that at school. Right? In and out. That's what we were, in and out. I don't think they ever got children. Everywhere we got cows. It's like, we were. Turning stars. There was no problem. We was passing it on. We wanted to be there at least after the credits. We joke, but really, we joke. I mean, I feel pretty lucky to be in a, I think the two best. You work a week longer than I do. And that's the thing, too, we get residuals for 3 and 4. We already have
and Freddie Jason would be.
They still don't want to pay for the 4. Tooth and nail. Hold on to that interest. Sorry.
I wanted to say that I know Rodney and Ken don't feel like they were in the movie long enough, but I do remember when I first saw it as a 9 or 10-year-old, that those two death scenes being the junkyard and the wet dream with the naked woman. Yeah, it wasn't me being a perfect little kid, but I thought it was two of the best death scenes in the series.
Junkyard, when I need to pay extra for that. Yeah. I had a lot of weight training in the junkyard.
And I remember really freaking out as a kid. It kind of scared me of not so overboard. But I think this movie is one of those things where no matter what's going on in life or whatever's going on with work or with family, I always had all the movies, but specifically this movie, I pop it in, and it just lets me forget about everything.
Can I just say something about my character's sort of obsession with dreaming about women? All right, I think, to my knowledge, I think I'm the only character in the series whose big Achilles heel was women. It's always leading to my downfall and my eventual death. My life has been nothing like that. Holy shit.
I think that in Dream Wars that I'm sure this couple others that I did too. That was probably the first great movie I saw. So thank you.
I want to say one more thing. What do you think? Oh, no. It's others have spoken. We've done conventions together, and but I just discovered conventions a couple of years ago. And the first one I went to, I can't tell you how many guys said the exact same thing.
Very forward film for a lot of
But now I'm
actors.
kind of proud that I was able to sort of guide.
A couple more guys. Thanks, sir.
We start practice with real much about drama around the line with share one out. Do you guys have a particular favorite song?
Tuesday night, we played Kristen, and she sang the opening song. She's not able to be here today. But I tried. I submitted to songs.
All right, one last one. Cue.
It was about 3.5 hours, I think. But I think it wasn't the soup at the end. That was a little faster. It was when my couple of arms. So every vein. So it's about 3.5 hours.
And it was psychological, so
Guys, big round of applause.